Hello, good evening, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another episode, and I hope everyone is doing fine. I hope you enjoyed your day as we will delve into the biggest sporting story coming out of today. Briana Williams has officially parted ways with her coach, Atto Bolden. Now, I did a video on this a couple of months ago, and the link for that video is in the description below. You can check it out where I shared my opinion as to why I thought Briana Williams should part ways with Otto Bolden. At the time, number of folks they chastised me. They were extremely critical of my viewpoint, which is understandable. And I bet no, those folks will be changing their opinions because again, remember, I'm just sitting at home and making observations. And quite frankly, it's obvious Briana Williams had similar observations to the ones that I made. All right. Before I go any further, big shout out to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping. Anything you need whatsoever shipped into the island, they have you covered. You can check out Quicklink Shipping on Instagram, or you can give them a call at 876-454-1979. Again, that's Quicklink Shipping. Anything you need whatsoever shipped into Jamaica, they have you covered. Check them out on Instagram at Quicklink Shipping, or just give them a call, old traditional way, 876-454-1979. All right, let's get this running. Next big sponsor, we have RS Sports Store. RS Sports Store, they've been with us since day one. They have all your latest sporting clothing and apparel. So please, 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 folks, go over there and check out RS Sports Store. We have the World Cup coming up later on this year. As a matter of fact, in a matter of weeks, we have the World Cup, so you can get your Brazil jerseys, your Argentina, you name it. RS Sports Store has you covered, so you can check out RS Sports Store as well. They have the best quality jerseys in Jamaica. Check them out on Instagram at RS Sports Store. All right, so over to the issue at hand, and it's not even an issue anymore. Big up Lorna Lewis, she was here early. Welcome to the channel, and for everyone in the comment section, or if you're watching this and you haven't yet commented, welcome. I hope you're doing well as well. I'll share the link to the stream, so if you want to share your opinion, you'll get the opportunity to do so as well. Folks keep saying, oh, Halftime TV, you don't share your link because you don't want anyone on your channel. Nothing of the sort. But oftentimes I extend the invitations, and those invitations aren't taken up. So I'm like, okay, might as well. But over to Briana Williams. I'd like to hear what are your thoughts on the actual situation. Personally, I think this is the best move she could possibly make right now. I have assessed all the views and the opinions from the reactions that I received from the video that I made. And my assessment of Briana Williams' career a little bit earlier on this year was we haven't seen exceptional growth. If we're comparing the potential that Briana Williams possesses, when we go over and speak about the growth that she has shown since she broke onto the scene, hasn't been exponential. It's been almost non-existent, put it that way. A B star, big up yourself, a B star, yeah. Big up yourself, a B star. Welcome and good evening to you. So I think the growth could have been far better. And from Briana Williams's perspective, and I said this in the video that I did, because I did a short video before I released this one, did a short video just as I left work earlier today. Briana Williams would have been looking over her shoulder and thinking, Tina Clayton, she's over to MVP right now. She's already going sub 11. So next year is the World Championship, right? So I know Coach Stephen Francis will be working his magic with Tina Clayton, and with a couple of months that they'll be working together leading up to the World Championship. We expect big things come the national trials, and I know that one will have a number of heads turning, because right now I think Briana Williams is concerned about that additional spot in the World Championship. She missed out on the guaranteed spots this time around, and we all know why. She was a part of the relay pool, but as it relates to individual spots, she wasn't a part of that. And had she stayed with Coach Otto Bolden, I think the possibilities of her making the squad for next year's World Championship would have been even slimmer than they are now. All right. So again, I'm curious to hear what you, the viewers, have to say on that. I'm curious to hear what are your thoughts. Is this for better or worse? And you'll see it in the title for this one, career changing move from Briana Williams. But is it for better or worse? Is this the best possible move that she can make right now? And I was reading someone said they preferred if she had joined Elite. Maybe not. Who knows? Different strokes for different folks. So this may very well be a better deal for her as it relates to her career and the trajectory of her career. But we won't find out as yet. We're yet to see. They'll go back to the drawing board. They'll put in the work, and come next year, we will start seeing the fruits of her labor. But I think, and this is my opinion, I think Otto Bolden, although he took her to the level that she was, I think it was beyond him, and nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. And people kept saying, "Oh, but Briana went this time, and Briana went this." Fine. But Briana Williams, based on the expectations, based on the potential that she showed a little bit earlier on, we were expecting that some time ago. So I don't know the reasoning behind it. Probably his methods aren't designed to get the best out of her, or maybe they are designed, but it's just not working for her at that level of her development. Who knows? And only Briana Williams and Otto Bolden will be properly able to identify the flaw in their shortcoming. We won't. We can posit ideas. We can suggest possibilities, but we will never know, because both of them, they're the ones out there on the track day in, day out. They're the ones doing their training sessions. They're the ones, basically, they're trying to figure it out, trying to prepare for the next races, trying to be properly seasoned, trying to get into that state as to be competitive all the time, and not only competitive, but to be competing at the top. Briana Williams, her season, I think it's one of those seasons where like, nothing exceptional about this season. I think we won't even remember this season in a couple of years' time. That's how it was. It was an ordinary season, in my opinion. But, well, maybe it's an ordinary season for someone that much isn't expected of. And I think that's the thing. People will say, but Briana Williams is in a time when Jamaica has the best sprinters in the form of Elaine Thompson-Hera and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, Mommy Rocket, and Sharika Jackson. Those individuals are dominating the sport and all of that. Well, fine. An argument is there to be made. But even when these individuals aren't present in races, we're not seeing Briana Williams rising to the fore. We're not seeing her apply herself fully. It's too inconsistent, in my opinion. We'll see her put on a big race this time around when she isn't up against anybody. And I say anybody with all due respect to the opponents that she's been up against, especially in Jamaica and elsewhere. But the big names, like whenever she's up against the big names, we don't see her. Like it's almost as if we're like, okay, who's first and second, and then we're looking to see where Briana Williams finished. If she is using the argument, hey, you're in the era where Jamaica has the best set of female sprinters, then even in the absence of these individuals, you should be dominating. You should be the next best thing. Because if the best set are over there performing, you're not a part of that set performing with them, then you should be the best of the rest, which again, based on her lack of consistency, we haven't been able to establish that. Based on pure talent, we've posited and we've pulled from previous performances and from times, we pulled that, hey, Briana Williams possibly is the next big thing. And at 19, 20, we're like, oh, yes, Brianna. She's the future. She looks as if she's ready for it. But it's almost as if we've gotten seasoned to lowering our expectations whenever Brianna Williams lines up against the big names. She's good in the relays. Don't get me wrong. She's good in the relays because, mind you, the the onus isn't on her. She was definitely a little stagnant. Let's see what happens next, Yvette. Folks, yeah, I agree. And I'm doing this live now, and I won't even stay very long. You know how it is. I try to keep them a little bit shorter, especially when we're doing them in the evenings, just to ensure that everyone gets the opportunity to watch it back and to share their opinions. But I shared my opinions, and folks were bashing me. They're like, halftime, you don't know anything about track, and you're a hater. Your bad mind. I think I think bad mind gets blamed for so much things in Jamaica, and especially when it comes down to Jamaican sports. And as soon as you're critical um, of observations, folks think you mean ill will, and I don't mean any ill will. And I've said this before. I don't know any of the athletes personally. I don't know any one of them. I watch, seem like everyone on here, seem like everyone in Jamaica, seem like everyone in North America and all over the world. I watch. I sit down and I watch. Probably what you're looking for is different from what I'm looking for, but I watched. I watched her this season, and I watched her seasons past. And one thing I always watch with an objective mind. All right, so I always watch objectively. I'm a Jamaican fan, so naturally I'll be cheering on the Jamaicans. But I watch with objective lens because I want to be able to extrapolate proper critique or praise where necessary. Um, each time I sit down and I watch sport, whether it's golf, whether it's tennis, whether it's cricket, whether it's football, volleyball, basketball, you name it. So whenever I sit down and I'm watching, could even be my team, because when I'm watching Chelsea, I'm the most critical of Chelsea. So it's that sort of thing, and I won't get too far from the topic. But back to Brianna Williams, I think, and I will throw it out there to you, the viewers, to hear what your thoughts are. But I think the move, the career move that Tina Clayton made may very well be one of the key contributors to this career move that Brianna Williams made. It's a game of chess. I think it's a game of chess. I think it's a game of chess because Tina Clayton is blowing down her shoulder right now. She's blowing down her neck. She can feel it. She can feel that hot air breathing on the back of her neck. She knows that Tina Clayton is close and Tina Clayton is coming for that spot. So complacency, there's no room for that. All right, no room for complacency. No room for mediocrity. So you have to have your A game. You have to have your A game. And Miss Clayton is the next big thing on the scene. All right, and I won't mince words with that. She's the next big thing. We can say that because she's focused. She's getting better and better each time we see her. She's improving, and now she's with the man himself. So the sky's the limit as things stand. And Brianna Williams, she needed to do something. She definitely needed to do something because, as Yvette said, she has been a little stagnant. It almost felt as if she had plateaued. And I know there's more. I know there's more. And now when we talk about Brianna Williams, it's almost as if folks are writing her off, which they shouldn't, because she is a massive, massive, massive talent. She's extremely talented. It's just about unlocking that talent and finding the right mechanisms and training regime to allow her to tap into that talent. So whenever she lines up, we can see her best out there on the track. Good night. Big up yourself, Talawa TV. Big up yourself, Talawa TV. Big up yourself. Big up yourself and keep up the good work over there. Folks, if you're just joining as well, don't forget to subscribe to Talawa TV, all right? For all news, sporting content, reggae girls, reggae boys, JFF, Jamaican sports, she has you covered. So check her out as well, please. And thank you. Big up yourself, Crystal. But yeah, as I was saying about Brianna Williams, she's extremely talented. There's no doubt surrounding that. And I like to use football analogies because I watch a whole lot of football, but the most talented player isn't necessarily the best player. And I say that to say you may very well be the most talented sprinter, but unless you apply yourself and you put in those hours and you have the right regime, it's a two-way street, because you need the right person to be in your corner. And I don't think Otto Bolden was the right person. I welcome folks with different opinions, because I am always open to hearing different perspectives. And I think whereas we may focus on the times and say, okay, but she ran this time, fine, because she is extremely talented. She can produce exceptional times, but it's not only about the times, it's also about placing atop the podium. And I think Stephen Francis made mention of that as well in one of the interviews he did earlier on this season. But at the times you're too focused on time that you end up even coming last and you're still focusing on time. Come on, you need to finish ahead of the pack. And Briana Williams hasn't been able to do that consistently throughout this season. And even in the absence of the big three, and we know it's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and Shericka Jackson, even in the absence of those individuals, she still hasn't set herself apart from the rest. It's almost as if she's lining up and we don't even expect her to finish in the top three. That's how we've grown to be accustomed to the inefficiencies in her performances. And I think we shouldn't be at that stage. We shouldn't be there. We should be expecting big things straight through and through. Every time she lines up, if she's in the race with Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and the other top two females, we should be expecting Briana Williams to be finishing fourth. And if neither of those two are in the race, we should be expecting her to be competing for top places, because obviously there are faster women in the world than Briana Williams. But the folks who have been beating her left, right, and center this season haven't been females who are quote unquote faster than her. It's only that they are performing on the day, and Briana Williams hasn't been doing that. She's been showing up, but when it's time to execute, she hasn't been giving us what we know she's capable of doing. And I think that's the concern. Sometimes you need a little bit of tough love. Probably Otto Bolden was, as she said, a father figure. Probably his approach was a little bit different. But again, sometimes you need to take a different approach to tap into your true potential. And I think that's one of the reasons why the decision was made to part ways as well. So we've explored her ambition to be a part of the Jamaican team come next year for the World Championship. We've explored her competition as it relates to Madame Tina Clayton, who switched camps over to MVP and is now with Stephen Francis. So naturally, we expect her to get better and better. And what that means is probably Briana Williams' spot that some may say was sure. That spot is now under serious jeopardy. And we know Kemba Nelson and the rest of the pack, they gave good account of themselves last time around. But I think she would have thought, okay, this is more than a blip. I definitely need to correct it before it gets even worse. So again, nip it in the bud. She's still very young, still probably has her best years ahead of her. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt, and I hope Michael Frater and his Titans can get the best out of Briana Williams, because she is in fact a tremendous talent. She is an exceptional sprinter, and I wish her the best. I hope this move genuinely works out for her. I will go back to that individual who posited that he wished she had made the move to elite. Probably, we know Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. She's like a close confidant of Briana Williams based on what our observations suggest at the various track meets. So that would probably work in her favor as well. But we don't know what the negotiations are or were behind the scenes. So we can only say, okay, that would be great. Probably she realized that the training regime or whatnot didn't work best for her. Again, different strokes for different folks. But Briana Williams is with the Titans. She parted ways with Otto Bolden. And also the tiny little issue that folks seem to get very, very upset with whenever that argument comes about, or whenever discussions come about surrounding Otto Bolden. And folks, remember, smash the like button as soon as you hop on, all right? The tiny little issue of Otto Bolden's basically his role on NBC as a sportscaster or a sports commentator and an analyst, some call it. Either way, it's the same thing. So folks have been saying Otto Bolden has been too distracted by that role. He's focusing more on that role, and Briana Williams is getting less. Garfield, turn on your camera, Garfield. Don't know what's happening with the camera there. But yeah, folks have been saying Briana Williams is too distracted. Well, Otto Bolden, sorry, is distracted by the role he has at NBC. He's focusing more on that. And as such, the improvement of Briana Williams has been pushed to the side. So that's basically that's an afterthought, and the neglect has resulted in her being stagnant over the past couple of years. But we don't know if there's any merit to that. We don't know if Briana Williams shares that thought as well, that thought process. It may very well be something that we need to research and to explore. It may very well be something that we need to do a little digging to find out if that actually played any role. But who knows? We may very well never know if that contributed to it in any way. But Otto Bolden, I was of the opinion as well that his role as as an analyst may very well be a reason why he's distracted, and may very well be one of the causes of Briana Williams' career not moving. But again, it's just an opinion that I have, and it doesn't need to be an opinion that you have. You can make your own observations and extrapolate whatever opinion you want to extrapolate from that. All right. So Briana Williams, she made a decision, and I think there will come a time in most of our lives where we have to make a big decision, and most times those big decisions, they determine what direction your life goes in. And we will be here, we will be observing, we will be providing analysis, we will be providing commentary, as Briana Williams is. And not only Briana Williams is, but the entire Jamaican track fraternity, as each of these individuals, as their career progress, we will be tracking it, and then we will be going back and saying, okay, this is where it went wrong, or this is where it went right. There are only two ways it could go, and I think it is the right move. Quite frankly, I don't think it can be any worse than what was happening with Otto Bolden. But hey, that's me. Let's hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. Briana Williams, Otto Bolden, the daddy-daughter kind of coaching relationship, it has ended. Were you expecting this one? Are you happy it ended? I want to hear your views down in the comment section. And don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Let's get us to 12,000 subscribers at least before the end of the year. All right. We love and appreciate each and every one of you who continue to support Halftime TV as we continue to bring you sporting content and objective lens all the time. All right. Peace out. Take care. Enjoy what's left of your night. Bye-bye.